Hey guys, it's your Ford Mustang here, and today we have a big thing that just happened. Ultimate driving is officially at its end. I'm going to be telling you guys my thoughts about the whole situation and how it impacts the whole community, specifically for the OGs, the original generation of Ultimate Driving. So anyways, let's get right to the video. So Aaron, one of 22Pilot's colleagues in management, has wrote a message for the entire Ultimate Driving community stating its end and what's going to happen with Ultimate Driving in the future and possibilities that come. So, without further ado, let's read the message. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment to share some important news from 22Pilots. After over a decade of dedication, creativity, and countless memories, he, among management, has decided it's time for Ultimate Driving to ride off into the sunset. Which basically is stating that it's the end of Ultimate Driving. They're no longer going to be making any updates. For the past few years, Alex has been putting everything he's got into keeping the game alive, but over time, he's realized that it's time to step back and make space for new opportunities and growth. It's not a decision that came lightly, but one that comes from a place of reflection and appreciation for everything this game has been. While there won't be any new major updates moving forward, just like I said, we will maintain the current state of Ultimate Driving. In addition, there are plans to preserve the game's history, including a vault of older in-development maps, so the legacy of what we've built here can continue to be enjoyed. Information regarding this will come at a later date, so please don't pester staff when this will happen, if it will happen, which I hope it does, because as the OG member of that generation, we highly value the history of Ultimate Driving. Like, we've made so many memories, it's not even funny. Like, they're very important to us, and it would be great if we were to relive those memories from 2015 to 2018. Ultimate Driving was the first game I ever played on Roblox, and it's the only game I've consistently come back to over the years. My first friends have come from this game, and as time passed, I've had time to grow in this community and meet some amazing people with different perspectives and ideas and far more calm knowledge than I could ever have. This community has been a huge part of Alex's life and the lives of so many others. The friendships, laughter, and shared experiences born from this game are something they'll always treasure, and I know many of you feel the same, which is exactly how we feel. The Discord server will remain open, and we will continue discussions internally as to how we will maintain it in the future and how it might evolve without the game being maintained. On behalf of 22Pilots, thank you for being part of his incredible journey. This isn't goodbye, but rather the end of a chapter and the beginning of whatever comes next. With gratitude, Aaron. P.S. If you have any specific questions, please wait for further correspondence in this channel. We are unable to process refunds for Game Passes purchased, like always, so please don't ask and then be surprised by the answer. Please do not pester 22Pilots about this decision. What is done is done. So, Aaron has basically stated that it's the end of Ultimate Driving. There will be no new major updates or any updates. All they're going to do now is maintain Ultimate Driving to keep it playable, and that's about it for now. or there's a chance it might not be maintained and it may evolve into something else, as there'll be a game that will succeed Ultimate Driving, even if that's not necessarily a driving game on Roblox. My thoughts about it? Well, I've made so many memories from 2016 to 2018 in Ultimate Driving that's not even funny. Even 2019 up to midway was pretty good. I was very passionate about a game. I remember always coming over to Ultimate Driving every day, and I was role playing with my friend Nathan the Fox. Now I remember all the adventures I did, meeting all kinds of new people in Ultimate Driving. I remember when Delancey first opened, how much of an exciting time that was. Driving up the Pomeroy Mountain. I remember back in the days where Westover was a lot more simple, where Westover was a regular town. I remember when car shows were actually a thing, roleplay sessions, getting bounty, and one time even making it the 100,000 bounty. I had fun interactions, no matter if I was civilian, trucker, highway worker, fire team, criminal, pursuing battling, a police officer. It was always fun. I remember when they had the old messes and everything was blocky. And then 2018 was when they revamped everything and had cars that had decent messes. Everything was just a lot more fun back then. It felt like a real experience because there were not only realistic roads and road signs, which originally drove me to Ultimate Driving in 2016, but how the interactive experience made it so much enjoyable. Back then everyone was willing to do everything that I've just mentioned. And that was because we care about the whole interactive experience. We cared about having fun in Ultimate Driving and not just grinding 24/7. And it appears that in 2020, when 22Pilots partnered up with GameFam, then everything just went down to the dumps. They marketed their audience for little kids, provide a wider audience, which has unfortunately killed the game. There are little kids with little attention spans that would be playing for a while and then would leave. Like if I wanted to even have 10,000 miles in modern day Ultimate Driving, you were considered highly respected nowadays. But back then, you'd always be seeing players with low to high miles. It was just a lot easier to meet a diversity of different player levels. As I'm recording this at 9:36 p.m. on February 2nd, 2025, there are 582 players are playing Ultimate Driving. At one point, the game has reached 30,000 when the 21Pilots event was going on. But even for a while in 2018, the game was consistently at 3,000 players. And back in the older days, 22Pilots had a lot more pride in creating other maps. I think he still does like the other maps, but clearly they were a lot more playable and a lot of developers were around. Like in 2017, you would see a wide variety of different maps. Even Index was able to get 2 fully finished Ultimate Driving maps that were out for a while, and Bullwester with Pleasant Valley. So you get to experience a wide variety in different regions. There was also Ultimate Driving Nolan. So you get a background in Canada, you get background in Iowa, North Carolina, in addition to Delaware. So you had some variety of different maps. And then there are maps from other developers as well, like Marcus, Hydrolock, Jake. We saw that New Charlestown was out for a while. along with Sunshine City, from Hydrolock, or even other maps like Terracia that were in beta. And Marcus had John's Barrel out as beta for quite a bit of time, and it looks like Marcus is still working on Jones Barrel. This is what Marcus says about his situation with Ultimate Driving. So, as most of you are already aware, TTP decided to let Ultimate Driving ride off into the sunset. As far as my maps, John's Barrel is going to remain open. Jones Barrel status will be TBA, or to be announced. And the newest map that I'm working on will continue to be worked on. And the newest map that I'm working on will continue to be worked on. But there's also stuff in real life I'm doing as far as work with G-Dot, Georgia Dot. And now I'm a fiance, so that's even more free time I'm losing as I am wedding planning with my fiance and family members. Hopefully I can release Jones Barrel to the general public before my time is up officially. That'll be my parting gift from me to everyone else. And before you guys say anything relating to the situation between GameFam and just working on the entire universe, I'm sure TTP was burnt out and wanted to expand his horizon. So do not make any comments on how everything was handled. Ultimate Driving has been here for over a decade, and it's been an amazing decade. Do not take the time to be negative, but thankful that such dedication was taking place in the first place. A lot of behind the scenes stuff took place to get where it was at in its peak. So it looks like Marcus is still going to be working on the games, but there is no official date, and since he is busy planning a wedding with his fiancée, it's definitely going to be a while before Jones Barrel is even going to be close to being a beta map, let alone be finished as a map in whole. And it looks like there's another map that he's working on, so it looks like that we will have some new Ultimate Driving maps. Maybe there probably be non-canon Ultimate Driving maps now that Ultimate Driving is riding off into the sunset. Marcus said in a general chat at his Discord server that he's not selling his maps, but will end up releasing them to the public once it's finished, and try to tweak certain stuff where he won't store in a database. But storing in a database will depend on 22Pilot's decision. If 22Pilot does not want Ultimate Driving equipment to be used, then Marcus has to respect his wishes and remove them. Because I'm not sure if 22Pilot would even want to continue using UD equipment if the game's being discontinued, and there could be bugs that might arise over time. So I kind of hope that it would be non-canon, so I don't have to really deal with that in the database, but we'll see. Everything's up to 22Pilots and all devs behind Ultimate Driving. As for Index and Bullluster, nothing was said from Index about Ultimate Driving going into the sunset, but Bullluster has said that honestly it's nice to see Alex, aka 22Pilots, make something else more so forced into it now that UD is kind of just done. The issue is that culture doesn't stay the same for 10 plus years, and games have become less about certain niches and more about broad accessibility, which in my opinion is a super great thing, but you can't be super niche or try hard to be relevant. Which everything Bullwester has said is so true. Like, culture is always changing year after year, even in a month or two can change, even in a day. Culture can literally change from one point to another. And what he said about Roblox for certain niches is certainly true, that more focus has been on broad accessibility and trying to make the most profit you can make as possible. And I personally feel the same way, that it's not a great thing, but it can't be so niche that you're so focused just trying to be relevant that you don't really end up attracting enough plays. You gotta have some sort of broad scope in order to attract players, but you can't be a try-hard at everything either, with just trying to go from one whole broad scope and not have any key terms. And I'm just going to briefly go off topic. It looks like Harrison is supposed to be NYC, but Matt, who used to work in Ultimate Driving as one of the admins, his computer crashed and all of his upstate New York maps crashed with it. So it's very unfortunate to see that happen, but there's nothing you can really do. But it's possible that maybe those maps could be remade in the vault maps. Only time will tell with our creator to see how things will go. Honestly, I'm sad to see that Ultimate Driving it's now at its end, but I'm not surprised, considering at how many years Ultimate Driving has been on its downfall, especially when GameFam was part of it. I kind of knew that Ultimate Driving would eventually reach its end, and that point is happening now. It was incredible that I spent 6 years on Ultimate Driving, which is about a third of my life, on that game in the Ultimate Driving community, and this is where it's at now. It's very sad, like all of the leaks that were mentioned on Trello, and even on X, all of that, it was a possibility of that happening, but it never came to be. And I find that to be downright sad, but there's nothing we can really do about it. What is done is done. The good thing that comes out of it are the possible vault maps, which I hope that will become a reality. We already know how important old maps are to us. And that's like a staple in our community, because we built so many memories around it, and we just enjoy the variety of different maps, different backgrounds, different perspectives. It's honestly a beauty of creation from these developers to give diverse perspectives on maps. And I just want to thank 22Pilot's Index, Marcus, Bullwester, Jake, all the developers, all of the people that I've met, all of the staff in Ultimate Driving, every single person who has made this possible. I enjoyed Ultimate Driving while it lasted, but now it's time to move on. And given the hope of vault maps, plus Ultimate Driving still being maintained, at least there is still relevance with Ultimate Driving, and it's not like it's completely going to disappear. With that said, I am grateful for every moment that has came by, and that back in the day, you were able to enjoy the game, and it was all grind. Like, the number one player in Ultimate Driving now has almost 2 million miles. It's crazy. But just looking back at it, Although it might not be a clear path of memorabilia right now, it will always be stuck in our minds and hearts. And we can always look back to those moments with positivity. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you all for sticking around, growing my channel to where it is today, and just making my life fun for the years that I've been a player and a content creator in the Ultimate Driving community. Feel free to give this video a like and leave your thoughts below in the comment box, because I am interested in hearing what you guys have to say about the discontinuation of Ultimate Driving. Do you agree that it's the right decision for the game to go in its sunset? I mean, it only makes sense given what has been happening the past couple of years. Do you guys share the same excitement that I do about the Vault games? Because I'm sure we all hope that they come out one of these centuries. Feel free to join my Discord server located in the description, and feel free to slap the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll stay on the latest with Ford Mustang YT content. Anyways, this is Ford Mustang YT signing off with one last final goodbye in the Ultimate Driving universe. I'll probably rotate between old Ultimate Driving Massive Car content on this channel, other driving games both inside and out of Roblox, and vlogging content on the Marcus Vincent channel. Us YouTubers who used to make videos on Ultimate Driving may be gone from the game, but we are not forgotten. The end of Ultimate Driving is here, but it'll never be forgotten. Plus, we got the Index and Bullbuster store that have all the maps that you can buy for exchange of real US money. I'll see you in the next video, and we'll just have to see where the horizons take us with the future of Ultimate Driving. Peace.